Okay, I think we're live. There might be a little delay, but I think we'll make it. Hi, everyone. Good morning, and welcome to another episode of Daybreak Live. My name's Krissi. I'm with Positively Osceola. And Positively Osceola just wants to bring you news that informs, impacts, and inspires. So today, I want to make sure that you are all paying attention and watching because we have a lot of fun, important information to come to you. We have not only Wey Wey Wong from Huntington Learning Center, but also William Morea. So we are going to be talking about what's going on this fall, how we can kind of prepare our students so that they don't backslide this summer, and then just things to look forward to. So we're going to jump right in. We'll make it official and play the video, and then we'll get Wey Wey and William on here so we can chat. All right, so here we go. Right. Good morning. And once again, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Good Morning Daybreak Live. My name is Krissi with Positively Osceola, and I'm so excited to be here because today we get to chat with Wey Wey Wong and William Morea from Huntington Learning Center. They're going to tell us all what's going on at Huntington Learning Center for this fall, how to prep your students, and to be the most ready that we can for the fall school season. So let's bring them on here. Good morning, everybody. How's it going?
Morning, Krissi. Morning, everybody.
Morning, everyone. Happy July 1.
I know, right? It's the 1st of July, 7 months in. We're almost to the 4th of July, which is going to be a fun weekend.
Yes.
So I'm excited to hear about what's happening with Huntington Learning Center. I know that as the summer is here, sometimes kids decide to not focus and, forget some of their learning skills. And we want to avoid that from happening, and we want them to be completely prepped and ready for the fall season. So how can we best do that, and what can we expect to see from Huntington this fall?
Thank you. Good morning again, Krissi, and thank you for having us. So you said it perfectly, just like exercising our body muscle, right? Our brain muscle is just part of our body. And students ought to really use the best time in the summer when there's less obligation and homework and test stress during the summertime to really prevent and continue to learn and avoid that 30% summer slides that we've been seeing on a yearly basis.
Absolutely. And so what can we expect to see? Like, what if I were a parent and I had a child that definitely was okay at grade level, but definitely needed some help? What can we look forward to?
Again, our managing director, Mr. Morea, we're delightful to have him join us today. He's going to share with us a little bit more, in detail and depth as to the kind of tangible activities that parents can seek to do. But overall, the theme is it's like a spinning wheel, right? Keep it spinning for the entire summertime, including daily reading. Summer reading is a great activities to keep their mind and interest going, and also maybe to cultivate and uncover some of the interests that the child had developed, over the course of the year, either in STEM or in arts and history or music, right? So summer reading is an essential tool to engage the student for them to continue to use their brain, exercise, learning new things by reading. We have a summer adventure reading on our website, which we will share with you later on so people can sign up for free. It has a list of over 600 books rated by different grade level, and they can choose based on age or grade level. And there's also a very cute templates that they can, use it as a report summary. So after you read, you just don't want to forget about what you read, right? Because there's a lot of opportunity, not just from the subject matter, but vocabularies that you learn about that story or passage or that subject that you want to write it down. And review it, in the fall, or maybe you would have submitted as part of your project to be used later on in the upcoming new school year. So summer reading is a big thing. Refreshing what you just learned is another big thing that a lot of our students are taking advantage right now. Mr. Will can share with you about, summer enrichment for our student when they first come in. We do a lot of refresher of what they just learned from that last school year, do a review, do a pre-test, and make sure that all the skills are still there, and that if there anything missing, that we replenish those missing skills. And then there's a lot of fun activity that I would not steal Mr. Will's thunder, and he's going to share with you about some of the really exciting daily regimen, even those that including in his childhood that he has, adopted as part of his summer activity. Mr. Will, back to you.
Thank you, of course, Miss Wey Wey, and good morning, everybody. So obviously, Wey Wey already alluded to the fact that summer reading is critical, but just maybe to add one final little piece of advice there for parents is you may want to consider incentivizing reading in a way that it will actually encourage your son or daughter to get involved more. So if you're dealing with a younger kid, for example, you may want to consider if they read so many books or so many pages, depending on the length and volume, they might take them anywhere from, say, a small trip to the ice cream shop to maybe if you really want to expand, give them that big grand prize at the end, maybe they can go to SeaWorld or Orlando Universal at the end of this, right before school begins, just to give them that job well done treatment. But also being able to review past school year assignments. So if you're trying to brush up maybe on last year's math, for example, going into next year, it never hurts to kind of review what the student has already done, because it's not like you'll never know how to do multiplication or division ever again. It just means you can retrace your steps. Even if you've already done the work, you can just take it piece by piece, one at a time, as an element of just going over what the student used to learn the last school year. And then the other element too is to also try to adopt a mantra of learn something new every day. I think we were talking about this off camera. You may want to encourage your son or daughter, no matter how old they are, to keep a journal, a notebook. Maybe tell them, hey, go look up something that interests you, or maybe, I was just talking about this earlier, maybe research stuff that happened on this day in history. For example, on July 1 in 1963, the modern 5-digit zip code that we know was first introduced. Of course, the word zip meaning zone improvement plan to better sort mail more efficiently. So something to get your kid involved in and say, wow, I didn't know that. That's when the zip code was first invented. That's kind of cool. Well, I don't think kids are really that interested in mail, to be fair. But to be honest, if you can give them something to interest them, just to be like, wow, on this day in such and such history, right? Or maybe, do you know maybe when this was invented? Or maybe look up a famous person who might have been born or died on this day, and then have them do a little bit of research that way. That way, you always give them something to look forward to. So that way they're not at home, vegetating all day or something like that. And I do also have some additional strategies on the exam prep side of things. We have time to go over that.
Yeah, for sure. Let's hear it.
So, of course, Ms. Wey Wey will tell you I'm the resident exam prep subject matter expert. I first started with Huntington many years ago as an exam prep tutor on my own right. And really just things to be aware of for those who have high school age kids for the SAT or ACT as to when should I start, how often should I get ready for. That's a great slide you just put up there, Krissi. Good timing. First and foremost, really is to avoid that summer regression, just like you would for little ones. You don't want your teenager to feel like, okay, you've worked hard this past school year. COVID is still a thing. You just need like 2.5 months off, right? No. If you're the parent for whom you really want to look forward to and look ahead, it never hurts to get your son or daughter to start planning early. So if you're a rising sophomore, meaning you're going into 10th grade, perfect time to start getting ready for those pre-ACT, SAT, as well as just getting yourself more engaged to get that higher score as you can. If you're a rising junior, perfect timing to start coming to us for exam prep help. As you can see, the stats on the screen in front of you, average SAT score increase of 229 points,
wow.
Average ACT score of 5.4 points, with cumulative scholarship totals on average ranging anywhere up to $71,000.
Woo.
Good chunk of cheese right there, everybody, especially if you plan on going to college in or outside Florida. But it also does come down to timing as well. Even if you're a rising senior, I know that historically, Huntington has a tendency of getting kids who are just beginning senior year. Maybe this is the first or second time they're taking the test. Doesn't mean it's too late, but you really have to get the ball rolling and do it ASAP, because there's nothing more concerning than going into your senior year and you still don't know what you want to do with yourself, right? Even if you don't know the exact college you want to go to, maybe you decide I end up going to a junior college somewhere, you still want to have a plan in mind so that way the highest score that you can attain is doable starting in the summer, because those rewards that you reap in the fall and winter that you harvest start in summer.
That's true. That's true. And it's kind of the fact of you don't use it, you lose it.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And
your brain is a muscle just like every other muscle in your body, you know?
That's right. So one thing I wanted to also add, guys, to share with our community is the mindfulness of these scholarship opportunity. Like the rising seniors that Mr. Will was talking about, there is actually a regular deadline for the Bright Futures, which brings a good handsome amount of academic awards to 4 years worth of college tuition. And that due date is the June 30th of every year of the graduating seniors school year. So we want our seniors to be aware they don't want to be the last application in that big pile of college entrance paperwork that the officers have to sift through. If you are at the bottom, you are very likely to miss the opportunity to get into the first 3 top colleges of your dream, and also miss the deadline for the Bright Futures. We have a couple of students that came to our center wanted to prep for their desirable score in 8 weeks. And they just graduated. And as much as we love to help them, number one, they already missed the For the Bright Future scholarship because, they only have 8 days to end of June to prep when they came to us.
Oh, no.
Exactly, right? And they're brilliant student. And you know that if they have, been able to prep earlier, like last year, like Mr. Will alluded to, they would have been able to hit their goal. But a little bit too late, and so they missed out, to the tune of $70,000 investment
Woo!
that they could easily have been able to obtain, and on top of that, to the dream school of their future career. So very unfortunate, and I just wanted to just do this as a public announcement to keep people aware of these important deadlines. If they are unaware, they can always come to our websites or stop by at the center and talk to one of our team members.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's a huge missed opportunity. And you're right. That is a huge chunk of change that the community is giving back to students. Tell me about this back to school giveaway that y'all have going on.
Yeah, that's very exciting. Mr. Will, do you want me to just share with our community about this opportunity that we have with the folks, the good folks at Helping Hand Community Council, presenting their extravaganza and giveaway for the back to school school year 2022-23. So I believe this will be at their facility. There will be more information on their website, as because he put up this beautiful flyer. It's on July 23rd between 5 to 6:30, 7 o'clock. Anyone is welcome, K to 12. There will be a lot of backpacks, back to school resources being given. We will be donating certain supplies as well, but on top of this donation, Krissi, our mission is theirs to give out free academic checkup and academic evaluations to students before they head back to school, because they really don't know how much a child have been suffer from the summer. If they have not been learning and do things that we just talked about this morning, maybe they have suffered from that 30% slide,
Right.
or maybe they have been behind already. So this will be a great opportunity to, as part of our community service, to give away that $150 evaluation fees per student at this event, for them to sign up and get the evaluation to see what kind of academic help that they would need.
That's fantastic. Okay, so you're giving them a range and seeing where they are.
Correct. It's a very in-depth analysis, starting from all the foundational skills. Mr. Will, you want to talk a little bit about our academic evaluations?
Well, I don't mind pulling the curtain, so to speak, behind how we test students. So what I usually tell all our prospective parents, whether they physically come into our center or they call to inquire, we like to be very comprehensive with what a student's foundational skills are at. So we usually do a myriad of activities as it relates to reading comprehension, reading rate, sight word assessment. For younger kids, we do like a hand-eye coordination activity as well as a phonics foundational skill set. And then for older kids, we have them do a study skills assessment to see where they at with respect to their beliefs and mentality about how they should prepare for school, in addition to computer adaptive testing to allow us to develop a norm, so to speak, as to their particular grade level. Meaning, for example, we have somebody, who's a fifth grader but tests at 3.5 grade level reading, then it means that they're actually reading at about halfway through third grade school year, about 1.5 grades back. Not that far behind in terms of what we tend to see at Huntington, and very much a student for whom we can definitely get them caught up to speed. And really, this is a very, like I said, a comprehensive series of assessments. It's not like we have them do one or two tests and then from there we just come up with all this, range of data points. We pride ourselves, as Wey Wey will tell you, as being very data driven and over communicative. So when we sit down and talk with these parents during the initial conference, we go through these test results with a fine tooth comb, so to speak, and tell them that your results based on this test suggest that maybe they're not so great at reading independently to themselves, but if they read out loud, they're able to retain more information. And the reasons for this are X, Y, Z as it relates to maybe their ability to understand words up to a certain level that they should know, or perhaps if they're young enough, is their phonics all there? Not every student is the same. We'll get kids who honestly are maybe just maybe a grade level behind, or even they're already where they need to be, but the parents just want them to get that enrichment to get ahead because they know that how important school is more than ever about making sure that your son or daughter truly is prepared for that really next generation of what's to come as far as the jobs of the future and the global community that you're more or less competing against. But for those for whom there may be still one or two or more grade levels back, we're here to provide that hope that a lot of parents come to us wondering, what more can I do? Because they may not see it happening from their school. And what we always tell them, that this is not so much a buy-in as it is an investment in your son or daughter's future here. The results that they will see are all dependent on the quality of this test. And in fact, this past month and this month going into July, I can't believe I say we're now in July. I've been doing very comprehensive training with practically all of our teachers who have signed up at the center to how to go about grading academic evaluations so that they know how to best accurately mark a certain student's abilities. And as you can see here on the screen, our average increases, in particular for those who come to us for a learning center program, on average go up 2 grade levels in math and reading by the end of their program. Some kids are almost there within a fraction of that program. That just means that they have all that more to get ahead, or in all honesty, just making sure that they're so far ahead that they're practically at the top of their class by the time they are truly done with us.
Wow. Okay. So if people want to learn more about Huntington Learning Center and what y'all have to offer, we can send them to your website, right? At huntingtonhelps.com.
Or better yet, you can send them our way at 4554 13th Street, Unit A, at the same shopping center right next to GameStop, because that way you can see myself or Miss Wey Wey in person, and we can sit down and discuss more in depth our tests, our results, and how we can get your son or daughter to where they need to be.
Fantastic. And I know that on top of all of this tutoring and all these amazing opportunities that you also have free resources for them, like online webinars. I just wanted to pop up here so people can see if they wanted to register for any of y'all's free webinars. You can visit huntingtonhelps.com/webinars. Really easy to sign up, and you can kind of choose which one you think is going to either help you as a parent or help your student. So these are amazing resources that Huntington has to offer. And so we definitely wanted to highlight them as an amazing part of our community. So Wey Wey, William, is there any other final thoughts that you all have that you'd like to share with our community?
Well, first of all, this is a great opportunity. Thank you again today for inviting us, and want just to remind the community that we are like Mr. Will said, July 1st, today, we started July. So halfway through the summer, we have another 5-6 weeks to go. So take opportunity and do not let time wasted on the academic. And because backpedaling when school started will be a lot more stressful, along with curriculum and life in general. So parents, get with the students, talk about the schedules and availability, get them tested at our center, and create some activities together alongside with our programs to make this a best summer ever for the students.
All right. And how about you, Will?
I actually like to share a little vignette about what you just mentioned as to the webinars, Krissi. So
Sure.
not too long ago, actually, one of your coworkers with Positively Osceola, after he came and did a live stream with us, he actually inquired about subject tutoring help for a younger sister of his who's going into sophomore year of high school. We were able to not only sit down with that daughter and mother and actually get them, started with us for subject tutoring as an enrichment, if you will, but I took the offer and opportunity to use our latest webinar that Huntington featured, which was how to get into college, or that who gets in and why admissions process, sponsored by or featured by Jeff Salinjo, an author who wrote on the topic and published a best-selling book 2 years ago. And this is just really an opportunity of our way of, throwing out there to prospective parents. Again, it's never too soon to start for exam prep. Even if you got someone who's going in just 10th grade, you still think that's high school graduation is not for another 3 years, but being able to stay on top of our webinars, very timely as they are, and to provide them as a free resource to parents of need and who have an interest in wanting to know, how can I stay on top of things? That's what really, stands out to me. So thank you to Nolan from Positively Osceola for not just the referral, but hopefully getting someone of his family an opportunity to get ahead and stay ahead, courtesy of what we do in the center and what we do as a free resource with these webinars.
Yes, and what a way to not only integrate family and friends, but also just the entire community, right?
Mm-hmm.
Someone that you might work with too, Krissi.
Yes, exactly. Shout out to Nolan. What's up? All right, y'all. Well, thank you so much for sharing everything. As always, it's been a pleasure. We love learning about what's going on at Huntington Learning Center, and we know that you are making a huge difference in our community. So thank you so much to you both.
Thank you. Thank you guys for your support.
Thank you.
Absolutely. All right, everyone. Well, you heard it here, Huntington Learning Center. You can check them out in person. You can go online. You can call, whatever you need to do. Pop in the comments and let us know if you have questions or feedback. We'd love to hear from you. And that's going to wrap up this day's episode of Daybreak Live, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Have a great holiday, 4th of July. And thank you so much for joining us. Bye, everybody.
Bye.